Welcome to brothersindividends.com. I invite you to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, as it allows me to reach more people. In this new video, we'll talk about one of the most important emotions in the stock markets, fear, and how it will affect the attempt at Catalonian independence. There are many other emotions present in the stock markets, such as greed, when, for example, at the end of a bubble, many people hold on to their shares trying to earn the last euro, often with terrible results. But fear is probably the most powerful of emotions. It is what turns a fall in the stock market into an out-of-control stampede, as small and not so small investors sell their products in a panic. Because while powerful investors see falls in numbers and percentual points, very small investors see their life savings decrease massively in value, money they need to pay their mortgage, car installments, or the school for their kids. And when large-scale changes cause any sort of instability, thousands or millions of normal people get scared, sell at decreasingly lower values, and the stock markets fall. And there are few changes that could cause more instability in the European Union than the independence of Catalonia from Spain. There are many reasons for this. Catalonia's economy alone is larger to several medium-sized countries in the European Union, so massive changes to it will affect the whole Union. Europe is an old continent with a long history, so almost every country has at least one independentist movement, if not several, and all of those will come alive with a successful independence of Catalonia, repeating the same instability. As stated by many European officials, the independence of Catalonia will mean it will no longer belong to the European Union, causing a nightmare for exports and imports, finance, and the economy at large. All this has caused fear in the stock markets, its symptoms clear for all to see. Steep fall in the IBEX 35 with announcement of the referendum's results. Movement of headquarters from Catalonia to other regions of Spain, starting with many large companies such as CaixaBank, Gas Natural, Abertis, Sabadell Bank, Agbar, etc. Because the consequences for companies remaining in Catalonia and the Catalonian economy at large will be dire. Clients with accounts in banks outside of Spain will no longer be protected by the Deposit Guarantee Fund of Spain. As a result, many people in Catalonia have already created accounts in other parts of Spain. When companies have their headquarters outside of the European Union, they are no longer under its protective umbrella, don't have the support of the European Central Bank, nor do they enjoy the guarantee of legal certainty under its regulations. Being part of the European Union, Spain has access to debt at low interest rates, of which Catalan banks benefit. An independent Catalonia will initially have a terrible debt rating, and as such, asking for money in the international markets will be extremely expensive. If a company in an independent Catalonia exports to the rest of the European Union, until a treaty exists, it will have to pay tariffs, making its products less competitive. Foreign investors' doubts about the instability of the region will probably negatively affect Spain's, and in particular Catalonia's, ability to attract investments for many years, whether there is independence or not. Consequences such as these scare shareholders, which means their employees, the boards of the directors of their companies, have to react to ensure their shareholders' money is safe. This is the reason behind the headquarters movements in the last few days. But don't take my word for it and look at Quebec. Before the independence movement, the region was the richest in Canada, but the instability of its referendums led many companies and people to leave, causing other regions to surpass it. Of course, as an investor, this crisis frightened me, but at the same time, I recognize there are also opportunities if I carefully analyze where I could invest my money, if share prices go down. As always, best of luck in your investments.